What's up, brewskis? My name is Marco Dupa, and with me, as always, the great and powerful Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What is up, brewskis?
Joining us today, a friend of the show. He's been on here before. One of the episodes that got downvoted, too. They did not like our takes on the UFC. So we're going to see where we can go with this one.
See if we go 2 for 2.
He's a EA experience designer. And he's just a friend of the pod. It's Juan Burgos. What's up, Juan? How you doing?
What's going on, y'all?
Tonight's brew is from the Allagash Brewing Company. It is our second brew from the brewing company that just made it back to Florida. It's the River Trip. It's a Belgian session ale. And yeah, what's on tap? Video games, more video games, and other bullshit. We're gonna see where we can go.
Sure.
Let's crack these bitches open. This is the One Beer In podcast. After you, sir.
Yeah.
Pass on me.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 5 a.m. takes me to a place
All right. This is the One Beer In podcast. The podcast where 2 brews, sometimes 3, crack open a brew or 2, and we see where that one brew takes us. This is episode 334, and sorry about last week. We had the holiday. We had the big man's birthday. We decided, fuck it. Let's take a break for a second. We might be taking a holiday break, but we'll let you guys know about that one.
Maybe.
Everyone deserves a mulligan.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Get a week off.
We definitely haven't just taken a random week off this year yet. No.
Never had
not.
to do that.
All right, everyone deserves multiple mulligans.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Eminem.
you.
Multiple mulligans.
As Marco was saying, this is the Allagash River Trip. I have a cold read for y'all for a change. If I may.
Please, sir.
Thank you.
Please.
This is the Allagash River Trip, and it goes as follows. A companion to backyards, backwoods, and balconies alike, the Belgian-style table beer packs an array of melon, citrus, and stone fruit notes. Brewed with coriander, dry-hopped, good for any adventure. We brew all of our beer at a single brewery in Portland, Maine, just like we have since 1995.
That's legacy right there, baby.
Yeah.
95.
1995.
Cheers, friends.
It feels like 5 years ago, and it's not.
Right?
Like we've been open since 2005.
You're like, yeah, okay. That was like yesterday, dude. Like, no, that's a full-grown person.
Yeah.
Yeah, like shoot.
Yeah, I mean, Red Light's been around since 2005.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy because they pretty much have it's voted like one of the top 5 best beer bars in like America at one point, right?
Yeah, at one point. Now it gets a little weird with the whole voting thing.
Well, I mean, because people could probably like pay for votes and.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like people pay for votes, and some of these institutions now they want you to pay to be a part
enter.
of it. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
When we used to work, it was like best places to work, and it was like to get on the list, you had to pay like an entrance fee.
I mean,
It was like, all right, like, is this really a best place to work, or are you just like paying to like get on it? Which actually applies to a lot of things. Like Hollywood stars are the same way.
Yeah.
They have to pay for those?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's paid BR. That's all it is.
I mean, do you understand like how fucked up that is? Not the Hollywood Walk of Fame thing is fucked up, but
I think that one's more funny.
yeah, because
the
it's
other
like
ones are fucked up.
whatever.
Yeah.
They're fucking they're Hollywood royalty.
They're,
Like do you
they're
think,
rich anyway.
Like you just honestly, if a person has been around long enough, you just assume that they have a walk of. I was gonna say a walk of pain, a star on the Hollywood Walk
Yeah.
of Fame.
Yeah.
But to force people to pay to be able to be voted on something,
Yeah. It's a little like
it's
ass
insane.
backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why we haven't been on some of the more recent ones.
But I mean, it's still kind of. I mean, my main point was it's cool that Red Light garnered such a following so quickly.
Yeah.
To like be on that list before the bullshit started.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. I didn't even realize how young the bar was.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we got these bad boys.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been.
It's
We
really need that soundboard back.
We do. We really need it back. It's been a weird. It's been like very. We've had some varied video games that we've been playing throughout the week, throughout the past couple weeks rather. And I figured we can just kind of go through our experiences with some of the more latest and greatest that have been hitting the news,
Sure.
the waves. So, you've been playing Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I have been playing Halo Infinite. Only multiplayer right now, free.
Right.
So
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, if you got,
Well, because knowing you, I'm like, wow, you're only playing multiplayer right now.
I know,
That is
right?
so against
No.
him.
No.
I
If you had any other choice.
But I forgot
Yeah.
it's the only option.
but honestly, Halo is maybe the exception to the rule for me. Like I've been playing Halo since day one, so that's kind of my that's my home base. I'm comfortable playing Halo Online.
Yeah.
Like that's one I will play to death. And fortunately, it's free. So if you have a PC or you got a Xbox, you can download it right now. Get into it. Yeah.
Get into it, yeah.
I heard it's amazing.
It's great. It's really
Like they really like went from like the ground up and like
it's
really
so
got
much
it right.
so much fun. Yeah, I mean they're doing everything right in my book. It feels like a perfect balance between like what Halo used to be and like updating that in a good way and not going too far with it. Because like there can be too much customization, there can be too many perks and all
Yeah.
that, but right now it feels like a really, really good balance that they have going on. So yeah, I mean I'm playing that as much as I can.
Yeah.
People are right to complain about the level up system. Like, it sucks.
What's wrong with it?
It's just too slow.
Oh,
And a lot of people are saying,
Get
well,
good.
it's just no. It's funny because like a lot of people are saying, well, it's like that's a real old gamer mentality. Like you're playing a free to play game essentially. It's gonna take a while to grind and get your levels up and get the cosmetics you want, and you can just pay for them.
free to play is actually
why
a
should
very
you?
good topic too.
Yeah, no.
Because it's just it's so like revolutionary, but then it's also so like entitling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it sure is.
Because then it's like go like here's this whole game for free, but like give me more, and it's like
Well, and then people's
the whole thing's free.
expectations. Yeah, no, people's expectations too, because especially something like Halo that's not been that style ever until now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I had to catch myself a couple times playing where like I'm having a great time, but like the little that I'm actually like processing or like upgrading, it's like crazy how slow it is in comparison to what I'm used to in like a modern, let's say like a Call of Duty or something.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I paid nothing for this. They want me to give them, $20 or whatever to get the stuff I want. Okay, whatever. I haven't done that yet. I might, but I mean, as long as the core experience is there and it's a lot of fun to play, which it is.
Yeah, I heard that's another thing that they really like nailed down. Like
Yeah.
a few friends I know have been like playing it like heavy.
Yeah.
And, like I was just like, well, are you having fun? They're like, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like, good.
It's super addictive.
Like-
Yeah.
I mean, if it's free to play, and the only things that you have to pay for are like cosmetic stuff, then that's just your choice.
Yeah.
Right. You're grinding because you want a
Yeah.
thing, and you're like, fuck it, I'll just pay for that thing. Like we were just talking about the skins and all that other shit. Like I just paid for the Bruce Willis skin in Call of Duty and whatever. It's another thing where it's pay to win.
Right.
Right. They offer you the game for free, but then they're like, I mean.
Well,
That's one way to play the game, but if you really want to play it, you're gonna have to pay us for it.
Yeah.
Which
it's not really pay to win though.
I'm not saying that one is.
No,
I'm saying just games that are like that. Period.
Okay.
Where you don't get certain guns, you
Right.
don't get certain,
Yeah, that
know
is
what I mean?
that is when it gets weird. Like I want to say Knockout City does it pretty well, and Rocket League, where like all that shit is like purely cosmetic.
Cosmetic. Yeah.
Like Rocket League, like you know, like when it went free to play on PlayStation, a few of my friends finally decided to listen to me and play it because it was free. But they're like, you know, which car's faster? And I'm like, none of them. Like they're exactly the same. Like, and even I want to say early on in Rocket League's like development, like the hitboxes were different on cars.
Yeah.
Like so, like a bigger car could like.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, and they changed that. So like it's all the same hitboxes. Like I think the only real difference now is like that one car that looks like a go-kart that all the pros use.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best one because I think you can hit it with like the tire and it goes faster. But like.
But that's like a glitchy thing. That's not like.
And it's like a pro gamer thing.
Right.
Like, it's like these guys are like in the tournaments that are, you know, streaming right now. It's not like us three just like jumped into.
That won't affect 99.9% of gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention though, fucking Rocket League. Rocket League. God damn, the replay value on Rocket League.
It's
so high.
It's one of
phenomenal,
the best games that has come out in the last 10 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Easily.
I'd agree with that.
Yep.
Even with all the stress and like anger that it may bring, it is still easily one of the most fun games I've played.
Yeah.
In 10 years, at least.
I can go back to it at literally any point. If someone suggests it, I'm like, fuck
okay,
it, I'll pop that
sure.
back in. I don't care.
Yeah. And I mean, it's what it boils down to is the gameplay. It's a fun gameplay loop.
Yeah.
There's stuff to unlock. Doesn't feel exploitive.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it feels like a level playing field. It feels like it's skill based. Like you be good and you'll play well, and you don't have to worry about another person who's again paid for something that you don't want to pay. Like
until you hit the Smurfs.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
It's very bad there too.
NBA 2K is one of those kinds of games.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to play online, it's like good fucking luck. Good fucking luck playing that game if you're not going to spend a fortune on it.
Right.
That was one of the reasons why I'm like,
you have to be like really, really good.
Yeah.
And get the game like right when it came out.
Because
one of my friends that I like grew up with, like he grinds 2K and he's like, yo, I'm platinum in like the park or whatever the hell they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when it was on sale for like Christmas one year, and like you know when like sports games drop like crazy, and it's like like
sometimes it'll be like 50% off.
Yeah, no, this one was like $5 or $6. Like I was like, dude, like I should buy this.
Right.
And he was like, you can, or you can't, because like you're so far behind.
Yeah.
Right.
On like the grind of like getting your player up, and I was like, like what do you mean? And then like when it went free to play not free to play on PlayStation Plus, that 1 month, like a year or two ago, I finally got it, and it's kind of hard getting your player from like 76 to like 79.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, holy shit, like I gotta play like this, and you know me being a sports nerd, I'm playing all 82 games.
Me too.
Like I'm playing every fucking game.
Yep. Yeah. I played every
and I'm not.
game.
But then what that turns into is like I haven't even hit the All-Star break because then I end up like running around this stupid fucking town, and I'm like trying to buy these Jordans, but then they cost like 4 million VC.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Like what if like I try and see how much 4 million VC is.
Yep.
And it's like. That's $40. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck that. Like,
Fuck that.
I was like, all right, $4, cool. Like, I'll think about that one. But it's like,
I honestly, man, I may be in the minority on this one. I think the playground was a terrible idea. I think its execution is awful. I hate every minute of it. Running around, like, have to literally run from store to store.
I think it's like, I think players crave non-linear things. Like it's almost like real life,
like open world.
It's why GTA is like GTA. Like go on Twitch right now and like GTA has incredible like viewership.
Yeah.
Because people are doing role playing and it's hilarious.
Right.
Like all three of us could be cops in San Andreas and just go like arrest people and throw them in a paddy wagon and then like you could hear them like yapping at you from like the back of the car. It's so funny, but it's like. Yeah. I don't know. I think players really like crave that stuff. I actually had this conversation with someone that's on Madden's game team, and because I've never been able to get in the Ultimate Team.
Yeah,
you guys know what the Ultimate Team is.
Yeah.
It's very grindy. It's very like you could buy shit, you rip packs. It's
A friend of mine is like
considered
super
like gambling
into it,
and I just like
really
I like
into it.
cannot get into it. And like he's like, no, bro, like people really want to like build from the ground up,
Right.
And I was like, okay, let's stew on that a little bit, and then it's so true because it's the reason skins are a thing.
Yes.
Like it hits so many other genres, and it's because people want to be able to like personify things and like become themselves.
The RPG element of a sports game, I think, is a genius marriage of those two ideas, and NBA 2K was doing it way better a couple years ago than they're doing it now, in my opinion. Like trying too hard to, like their narrative is never that good. It just hasn't been that good in the past couple years.
It's better than most sports games.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not saying like they put the effort in, but it's just the writing has just always been so bad.
I think that's another weird thing too, because like, we talked about free to play and like people wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Like sports games are tough because the sport doesn't fucking change.
Right.
Like basketball is basketball.
Right,
Like
at the
it's
end of the
three.
day,
Like
the core
football
is
is
there.
football. Like soccer is soccer. Like it's never gonna change from that.
Right.
So like when they try something new and then they get it right and they're like, holy shit, like yes, this is like a money maker, and then they're like, oh, we gotta do it bigger, and it just keeps turning into this thing we gotta keep building on, where I think it just it's too hard to sustain.
That's a good point, because I think that's exactly what happened with NBA 2K, was that it got too big.
Yeah.
I think the idea that they had of marrying this RPG with a sports game was brilliant. And then the more, like you said, the idea kind of compounds on the next idea, and it gets bigger and bigger. And now it's like, well, fuck, what do we do with this?
You
And
lose
now you've
sight
got
of where you're even trying to get to.
exactly, because if you think about it, what is the point of the playground? It's like what you said. People crave that sandbox
creating
feel
yourself,
of a game, and you want to be that guy going from place to place. Okay, fine, and I get that, and that makes a lot of sense. But in its practical use, you're in this mecca, right? This giant space where there's a gym and there's a shoe store and a tattoo place and a place to get hot dogs and all this stupid shit.
And a State Farm. Like, did y'all see that?
Yes.
That shit is crazy. That
it's
one dude
insane.
is in it, like in his State Farm outfit, and it's like.
But it's like at the
I love
end of the
product
day.
placement, though. I think it's hilarious. I love product placement.
Okay, we're gonna have to get back to that. We're coming back to that. Put a pin in that. At the end of the day, like you said, it's a basketball game. Basketball doesn't change as far as the gameplay mechanics are concerned. So at the end of the day, I just want to play. I just want my guy. I want to feel like I'm the guy playing basketball. Why do I have to run? Why do I have to run at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do hate the running. Like, I hate it because then sometimes, like, I think the last one I played was like 20. Wait, no, it's 22 now. Yeah, it had to be like 20. Mm-hmm. And I remember I just
If
got
you
like
played the one that was on-
I just got like lost as fuck because I
Yes,
was just like
yes, I would get
I was just
lost.
like where the fuck like am I supposed to go?
Right.
And then you just start like jogging.
awkward.
And you're just like. And then you see someone run by, and you're like, "Holy shit! Like that guy's mad shit! Like why
He's
don't I
dead the
have
fuck
that?"
out. Where did he get all that
I'm
stuff?
like, all right, let's follow this guy. He hit like this really weird turn. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why am I doing this?
You know what game actually did that terribly? Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was when it was like the little tiny people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want little action figures of that though, because
Yeah.
they were so
Yeah,
cute
yeah,
and
yeah.
little, like, and they were just like running around and like they're like fighting. I had no clue what the fuck any of that was for.
Again, just a
There was no need for it, but also they were smart enough to put it in an option that if you just hit the start button, you can just go through the menu and go, all right, I don't feel like running to the
I don't
the
remember that.
versus matchup online.
I spent 10 minutes in the NBA 2K pause menu trying to find that option,
Like a
because I
fast
thought
travel.
there's no way they don't have a fast travel from store to store.
Right.
Why wouldn't they? It's insane. I just want to put a sleeve tattoo on this guy. I have one. I just want to look like myself. Why? I can't find the tattoo place.
Yeah,
then you get there and it's like a
it's
fucking
40 million
fortune.
VC, and you're like,
Who do you
"Oh,
think?
Fuck, man! Like,
I'm not paying that kind of money. That's real world money that I could apply to a real
A
tattoo.
real tattoo, yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
You just remind me of Dragon Ball Z. Have you played Kakarot?
No,
Do you want it?
Do you want it?
I don't have time for
Get it
Kakarot,
out of
I'm
my
sorry.
house. Get it out of my
I bought that
house.
game for like $10, and I was so excited for it. And then I played it for like an hour and a half, which is a lot for me because I'm not good at RPGs.
Yeah.
Like, besides GTA is the only RPG game I think I can consider that I will play.
Yeah.
Played for like an hour and a half, and like at one point you have to like catch your fish,
Okay.
and I was
see?
like, there is no fucking way I can play this game.
Not
like,
doing that.
Like you can like eat like ramen and shit at like Chi-Chi's house to like gain strength. I was like, how the fuck? Like I can't even feed myself.
Right.
Like the only thing
Yeah.
that gets fed in my house is my dog, and it's because like he just sits there and stares at me and he's like, feed me.
That's it.
But like, you expect me to fly around with like Piccolo and go looking for
Yeah.
fucking like
Not-
ramen and apples and shit?
No. Yeah, it's shit like that where like we're gonna flesh out the game. That's not fleshing out the game. That's wasting people's
The game
time.
is fucking beautiful though, but it's
No, I'm not doing that.
bro, it's like Monopoly in Dragon Ball Z form, which is
there's
weird.
there's a difference between like a game like Red Dead, for instance, or GTA. You have so many. You haven't played Red Dead?
on.
Oh,
I
man.
bought it. I pre-ordered it, and I got it that same day. I have this map that unfolds to be
Yeah.
like the size of this fucking room.
Yeah.
And I did the first mission, like the intro thing, and I was like, it's one of those games where I'm like, I can't play this unless I have a 4-hour block,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's
I could
why
see that.
I haven't gone back to it.
I mean, it's.
I need to play it.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
have. I mean, I have my picadillos with it. There's some weird stuff in it that I don't like. Or just
Traveling by horse.
Actually, I love traveling by horse. At least you get to fucking travel by it. I mean, like, if
Wait,
give me a
fast?
fucking horse in NBA 2K.
That's what changed it. Like, let me skateboard. You know?
yeah.
Dude,
I'll
if
be there so fast.
you could even give me a branded scooter. You know what I mean? Like, have lift in the game, and I'll just get a lift from place to place.
That
Yeah.
shit would cost. I was in New Jersey a couple weeks ago for a wedding, and where we were staying at, this hotel was like right off of a highway, but like right off of like one of those highways that are like, it's not like Cimarron. It's probably close to like the 408, but imagine a 408 with like hotels and like a Target like right off of it.
Okay.
So you can't walk it. So we wanted to go to this Yard House because like I really wanted a beer, and it was a Thursday night, so I wanted to watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pay $12 for an Uber to go 0.4 miles.
Oh my god.
And then we had to get one back, which was get on the highway, get off of it to go the other direction, and get off of it like in like one of those like, you know, those like 4-leaf clover looking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, get off of it, get back on to get dropped off,
Yeah.
which was You should see my receipts.
Oh.
It's
Oh
ridiculous
my
how.
god.
But yeah, no. All that to say, if Lyft was in NBA 2K, it would cost $1 million.
Yeah.
Like
That's
a
true,
million
yeah.
real life dollars.
I'd honestly, I'd rather play that than pay that rather than walk around the fucking. It's ridiculous.
Now you're crazy. I'm walking.
Presented by Lime Bike.
But I mean, yeah, you got to play Red Dead. The
Yeah.
story is, I mean, it's
So Red Dead is that game that like when it was coming out, they kept dropping those trailers like every like 4 months.
yeah.
And
it looked
Adam and
awesome.
I would go. So we had like in the new office of our old workplace had like this really cool TV downstairs, like an Apple TV.
Yeah.
And so we would like fucking scurry downstairs when they released it on YouTube. And we're like,
Yeah.
yo, we're gonna fucking watch this shit. And we would just like sit there and just be like, and I'm like, and I like turn to him. I'm like, dude, like I think the trailers might be getting me. Like I'm gonna buy this game.
Yeah.
And then like trailer 2 came out. We did the same thing. Just like ran downstairs, watched it. And I was like, I'm pre-ordering it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, because they were so beautiful.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Yes.
And I was like, this is Rockstar. I love GTA 5. Oh, GTA is another funny topic, actually,
Yeah.
that I just thought of. And yeah, I was like, I'm buying Red Dead. And then, yeah, I got it, and I died.
Just didn't.
Haven't touched it.
But
play the
I will
intro.
say, what did hurt the most was I forgot about same-day releases for games, which
What do
is
you mean?
annoying as shit. You buy a game, and you can no longer pop it in and play, because there's either a day one patch or there's an install,
yeah.
even if you have the disc version. And for Red Dead, that install said, like, 22 hours.
Yeah, it was massive.
And I was like, why the fuck did I pre-order this?
Yeah. Didn't make any sense. You should be able to pre-order it
And preload.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If I'm giving you that money,
Yeah.
I want it day one. I want to be ready to go.
Yeah.
But I watched Harder They Fall, the Netflix Western. Yeah, it's really good,
Ooh,
man.
what is that?
Idris
Okay.
Alba, Lakeith Stanfield, Jeremy Major, or
That's a
Jonathan
movie or a
Majors.
show?
It's a movie.
Oh, that's what
Regina King.
I just saw a tweet about that said the best movie of 2021 is already on Netflix. I think it was that show
I
or
don't
that
know if
movie.
it's the best of 2021.
I mean, they probably paid for that tweet.
but
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's yeah.
Speaking
it's
of PR,
It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best of 2021. I mean,
Well, 2021's almost over, bro.
I know. So
It's
they say that new Benedict Cumberbatch Western's really good. It's just dropping like today, I think.
is it also on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
then maybe that was a tweet.
What's up with all the westerns on there?
I don't know. We're in a Western mood.
I don't. Man, Americans
Red
are
Dead.
so.
Yeah, it's like, yep.
Guess so.
Americans are just fucking obsessed with westerns, dude. We
Yeah.
just love looking back on cowboys like it was. Those dudes lived to like age 30 and got like fucking tuberculosis.
It was a good time though. It was a good 30.
It was a good 30.
Sun-baked, wrinkly 30.
Yeah, all those guys started looking like fucking catcher's mitts.
Yeah.
And then
Smelling
fucking,
like them too.
Yeah, and then coughed blood and fell off their horse and
That's it,
died.
yeah.
And that was their story.
Yeah.
Good movie though.
Yes. Okay.
It's a very good movie. I mean, it's a run of the mill revenge flick. Nothing.
I hear it's very stylized.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't look like a Guy Ritchie film or anything. It just it's a fun romp. It doesn't really stop. It just keeps. It's a good little roller coaster. Easy twist to figure out towards the end, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. You play that game. I mean, you watch that movie, and then it just, immediately makes you want to go. I'm popping back in Red Dead because it like the scenery of it,
Yeah.
the town, the outfits, everything. It's like it's the same exact era, and you're just like, oh man.
Does that speak more to Rockstar's product?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, I mean
The faithfulness of it.
Well, just the fact that they kind of. I mean, I've always felt this way about GTA 5, and it's how I've always envisioned Red Dead, and I'm sure you could probably confirm this, but GTA 5 has always been like a movie to me.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious. Like it's written so well. Like the story is just funny. It's engaging. Everything. And I'm like, Red
Yeah.
Dead's got to be exactly the same.
For me,
Yeah.
GTA 5 in particular felt like an HBO miniseries. Because it's so long and it goes like so many places.
Yeah.
And revolving around 3 characters, especially with 5, it's like such a wide scope.
I thought for sure that Red Dead was gonna. I thought the trailers were alluding to the fact that you would be playing his whole gang and not just playing as the one guy, because they kept showing all those people and they're all
Yeah.
like. I remember one scene where they're all kind of walking through a town, and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna be bouncing from character to character like GTA 5. You don't do that.
Okay.
Which honestly I
thanks for
prefer.
ruining it.
No, I think it's better for it.
Yeah.
For that story in particular, you don't need that.
I mean, honestly, if let me ask you this: if you were forced to use one character in GTA 5,
Who
if
would
the
I
game
choose?
had to be about one guy, who would you pick to play as?
Hold on. Because you're not introduced to one until maybe like what 20 to 30% into it.
What, Trevor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose one, I mean, oh fuck, it's probably Trevor. No matter what, but I do like Franklin.
Yeah.
Mike, I didn't really care for. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't care.
I think Michael's story to me is the most interesting. Former bank robber hides his past from his family. His past comes back to bite him. He's like this sluggy, gross dad now, but he's got a bunch of money from like, his past and all this
banks,
stuff. I think his story is the most interesting. I think Trevor's the most fun to play as. Franklin to me just is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, he's just like a knockoff of San Andreas.
CJ.
CJ, yeah.
Run up in your spot
Well,
like CJ
not a
from San
knockoff, but just like
Andreas.
another guy from that world.
Yeah, that perspective.
Franklin's like worldview isn't that interesting.
Yeah.
You've already done it. You play CJ, you play an entire game as like a guy from that part of the world. It's kind of like, what does Franklin do differently?
Yeah. I mean, I would echo that. But say, with Trevor being the most fun to play as, I feel like if the entire game was around him, it'd be too much.
Yeah.
He's sort of the Fonzie, like, you don't want too much
over
Fonzie.
the top.
Yeah.
He's good in pieces, and it feels fun to play as him because the rest of the time you're kind of, even if you're just doing it as sort of like a role play, you're not being as crazy with the other characters.
Well, and let me say this. The reason that even works is because GTA 5 forces you to play as all those different characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they would probably write it differently if you had to play as Trevor the whole time.
It's definitely intentional. Like that's all stuff that they have to think about.
Yeah.
If not, it would completely throw off the balance of it. And
Yeah. Which is, that's a feat. But I don't know. I would like to.
I'm surprised you're so interested in Michael, though.
Because
I don't think he went into witness protection,
Mm-hmm.
and he just turned into like this rich dude. Like, and that was it. Like, I feel like he's not interesting at all. Like, if anything, like
he himself is not interesting. No, his
circumstances.
Yeah,
his life.
that's what's interesting.
It
The
feels
things
like
that happens to
his
him and
slutty-
around
his
him.
slutty daughter and
It's
fake gangster son. And
It's
Yeah, I
so
mean, the idea of a-
Sopranos-esque.
Yeah.
Like that's where
Yeah.
that's where it gets interesting. It's
A guy who,
over the hill.
20 years ago, he was a guy who was killing people, and then you fast forward to his just run of the mill. His wife is cheating on him with the tennis instructor, or the whatever it's the tennis instructor.
was it tennis or yoga?
Yoga, yeah. And he's just
I remember the mini games.
he's just living. He's just some fucking schlub, and it's just that aspect of it is really interesting to me. Like a guy who actually made it, because most of those dudes don't make it. They go to jail or they get murdered, and he did. And what did he do with his life? Just what everyone else would fucking do.
See, like, Franklin's more funny to me, or more fun, because he grew up in that town, so he knows people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his aunt is hilarious. The dude with the, the infamous fucking, you would get some bitches. Like, I forgot what his fucking name is, Lamar. Like, all of that is way more interesting to me. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Trevor for sure would be too much.
Meh.
Trevor for sure would be
Trevor
too much.
would be too
alone.
much. It'd be hard to
It
use
would
the whole
the game would be over in
It'd be-
fucking
yeah, it'd be-
45 minutes. Like,
it'd be a different fucking
You'd be
game.
high on meth and
Yep.
just
Yeah.
pass out.
Yeah.
Go hunting.
Which
for some
by the
reason.
way, have you ever realized how many mini games are in that game?
It's wild.
there's tons. Yeah.
Did you ever find the axe murderer guy? You ever do that? That mission?
No.
So there's 10 or 11 spots around the fucking city where you just see blood spattered on the wall, and
Yeah.
it's like a clue type thing.
Red Dead has this too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, no, I think this is a Red Dead tie-in, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
And then you basically gotta find all the things and find this van with body parts chopped up in it and shit.
Yeah.
And then he basically calls you and is like, you shouldn't be fucking around with me, yada yada yada. Weird GTA calls.
Yeah.
And at 8 o'clock GTA time, he kind of just rolls up behind you and you kill him with a shotgun
Yeah.
and that's it.
Huh.
I mean, honestly, dude, I've probably said this on the podcast before. Easter eggs in video games are my literal favorite thing in the
Well,
in the
I
whole
mean,
world.
you should definitely get on the GTA ones, because there's also
The UFO.
there's also I never did the UFO one.
Yeah.
All I do is read subreddits on the Easter eggs in GTA.
What's the other one? The movie props one. Have you guys done that one?
I don't think so.
It's 11 pieces of that one too, and it was I got 9 out of 11, and I can't find the last 2, and then I end up giving up the game. And then my latest thing was I was trying to find all 100 packages.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Uh,
I was going down the list one by one, just fucking flying a helicopter, landing on the bridge, finding this thing, just running away.
yeah.
But I gave up.
Are we fleshing out
So
the game,
many.
or are we just fucking loading it up with fucking? That's how I felt about Spider-Man after a while. I was like, is this really fleshing out the game, or all these fucking backpacks and all this stupid shit?
The only reason Spider-Man gets away with that in my book is it's so fun to play. If
Yeah.
it wasn't so fun to swing around, I would have hated all those little mini games.
Yeah.
Wait, define define fleshing out. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is the way that these things are advertised in games like GTA or just RPGs in general. The way that they advertise it is that we have we have filled this game with all of this stuff. We have
Yeah.
fleshed out the story. We have give you an option to do literally everything.
Open world. I
right?
wouldn't even say RPGs. Open world games.
Open world games. Yeah, period.
Yeah.
Just open world games. And that's how they advertise it. But then a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times you play the game and it's like, you haven't fleshed it out. You've just filled it with all this shit to do that makes you think that you've spent all this time in this world and all you've really done is find coins in weird
Sure.
spots and buildings.
It
and
needs
shit.
to be fun. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it needs to be fun
And
to
it needs
find
to
those
work
things.
within the context of the game, like the axe murderer or like the mysteries in Red Dead and stuff like that. If it works within the context of the universe, then it is fleshing it out because you are exploring the world while simultaneously living in it, and at the same time you're playing the video game and you
Yeah.
don't even know it.
Yeah.
But when you're just collecting shit just to collect it, it's like, well, what are we really doing?
Right. Or the grind of doing the thing to get the thing the thing itself has to be worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
So-
very least.
Yeah.
If getting it's not fun, the thing you get for doing that has to
Right. If
be
you're gonna
I think-
make me grind for hours on end, I better get.
I think the only way I care is, and I mean this is like the one no for me, is like it cannot be story driven at all. Like it just has to be like side quests.
Uh-huh.
Like, because if it's tied to the story and like you want me to go like find 50 packages, like go fuck yourself. Like
Right.
I'm
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like
That's so
I'm
irritating.
not doing that shit.
Yeah.
But if it's like I think how I stumbled upon like the GTA thing was I was like, I think I found like 2 or 3 like the axe murderer thing, and I was like, the fuck is this axe murderer thing? Sure enough, you just type in 3 sentences and Google knows what the fuck you're thinking.
Yeah. No, that happens on.
And then you just
not GTA, the Red Dead one. I was literally just riding my horse to another thing that I was doing, and I saw blood on the ground, and I was like, well, that's not normal, obviously. So I got out and just literally like a real person investigated the blood and like followed it to where there was a body part hanging from like a tree,
shit.
and then it sets off into motion.
Yeah.
This new thing that had I not got off my horse to explore.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing too, because it's like, I guess it's like pandering to like human curiosity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you really stumbled upon it, like literally, and you're just like, the fuck was that? Like, let me just go check on it. Like, I kind of cheated by like just Googling it, because once I found one thing, I was like, okay, 2 things. I was like, all right, this is on purpose. Like, the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I think something like that's more likely in Red Dead, to be honest, than Grand Theft Auto. But
Yeah. Well, the way that they kind of set it up in like in Red Dead, you can literally go into almost every home.
right.
So there's also mini stories every time you like break into somebody's house.
And
Either
interact.
someone's there,
Yeah.
or there's like there was one thing, an Easter egg thing where like I was driving, I was riding my horse, and I could like see it from where I was. It looked like smoke was coming out of this house. So I was just fuck it, I'm gonna go over here and just fuck
Yeah.
with this. I got nothing else to do. And you have like that sense. I forgot what the thing is, but it's like
Cowboy vision.
Yeah, basically, it's basic. That's the only way you can really describe it. He's like he knows how to track shit.
Okay.
So it's like in any other game where you do like the world sense and it all changes colors and you can like see shit that you wouldn't be able to see. Kind of cheap mechanic that they put in games.
Yeah. It's like a hint.
Yeah. See a dead body outside of the house. So you go inside and you just look around, and it's for no reason at all. They just put this thing in there just for you to see it and enjoy it. So apparently this woman had come home, seen her wife cheating on him, and killed them both, and then went outside and killed herself. And all that was
Wait.
just story.
You mean dude?
Huh?
It was a dude?
It was a woman who found, I'm sorry, I may have said that wrong, but the woman found her husband cheating on her
Okay.
with another person, killed them both in bed, then went outside and killed herself. And you get nothing from it. You don't get any XP.
you just
You don't
saw
get
it.
any new guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see it. And then now you just have to live with that. And that's fleshing out a fucking world.
And then you loot their bodies.
Oh, you loot their bodies. And you loot the whole house.
I told
You just steal.
no, GTA is so funny to play around like your significant other because like that's when I want to do like the raunchiest shit. Like I'm like, hey Jay, I'm gonna go to strip club. You want to hang out? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you can go to strip club. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, you can go to strip club and get like a lap dance and shit. She's like, really? And then like, I'm like, first person. I'm like, oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, you gotta put it in the first person.
Like I'm just like watching this fucking stupid fake stripper.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, oh yeah, I got a number now, Jay. Like I'm gonna call her.
Got her number now.
Yeah.
You want to watch?
Call her. She's like, what the fuck are those noises? I was like, what you think? Whatever, cool. The best is when you find like a prostitute in Grand Theft Auto when you're amongst your significant other, because then I'm like, she's like, really? This is what the fuck you do? I was like, yeah, I'm just like lounging on the couch, like getting blowed by this prostitute in GTA with my wife in the kitchen. Okay. I was like, yeah, I was like, well, now it's over, so I gotta kill her. And she's like, what?
I'm not crazy.
I was like, yeah,
getting my money back.
You just have to murder her to get your money back. You paid for that. Yeah. She was like, really, I was like, I've been doing this since I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I'm just.
It's the only way to do it.
That's why it's like you loot, this dead family's body. I'm like, yeah. She's like,
you didn't even think twice.
Just like when you kill the prostitute, like we're conditioned for this.
Sure.
Like, this
we
totally
turned
normal.
out fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
It's fine.
We're three guys. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Anyway, Marco, what have you been playing?
next GTA is for sure gonna have like an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Like what would they call it?
Ooh, they're really good at flipping real.
They're very good at this.
Yeah, I don't know. But they probably have a whole department just working on this aspect of the game. That's why it's only going to come out in 2026.
I mean, they make fucking 2 games.
I know.
Yeah.
What was their last other game? Midnight Club?
Yeah, table tennis.
What?
You guys forgot table
tennis?
They
made a table tennis game?
Yeah! Xbox, table tennis. Look it up.
I never had a...
Yeah, you got the research laptop.
I don't need a research. I know it.
Table tennis.
I'm saying.
Table tennis.
Why?
Look up Rockstar table tennis. I mean, they helped... I think they helped publish...
It was on PS4.
Max Payne back in the day, but they no longer do
Max
that.
Payne was one of theirs. That's right.
Oh, are we just saying like their games in general?
Yeah. Yeah, what else was there?
Yeah, Midnight Club.
A Bully?
Oh yeah, Bully.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
they've been talking about bringing Bully back for years.
The fucking one that they need to bring back, which is
Bully.
Nah, bro. Fucking Manhunt.
Oh,
that's the shit where you kill someone with a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, Manhunt was fucked.
Yeah,
that was a fucked up game,
Yeah,
man. To play as like a fucking 12-year-old.
They're probably not gonna bring that one back.
Yeah.
That one was rated like MA plus or some shit.
Yeah,
like something like AO or some shit.
I could see them leaning into Bully, especially nowadays.
LA Noire.
Oh,
forgot about that one.
LA Noire.
Yeah. They did a VR version of that game too.
Yeah.
More recently. So yeah, that may be kicking around.
Rockstar Games and Timbaland present Beta Rater.
Beta Rater.
You ever had that? Manhunt. Nope. Manhunt had a sequel.
Yeah. Oh, this is a list of all their games?
Oh, the Warriors was awesome too.
No, yeah. Table tennis was there. Yeah.
I just kind of played
I didn't
want
to play the Warriors because I thought
it's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
because I don't really like movie adaptations, and then I was thinking it was gonna be like Grand Theft Auto. No. You know what game I was thinking of too randomly? Remember the Godfather games on PS2?
Yes, I played them. Yeah,
they played were cool, all those, but they were like
any kind of mafia game.
Yeah, me too.
I played all the mafias, the Godfather games. I played.
You played Scarface?
I did. That's what I was thinking of. I played Scarface. That game is crazy.
Yeah.
State of Emergency. Why does this?
Oh yeah, that's the game where it's just a riot. It's a constant riot.
Yeah.
And you have your timing. It's timed, and you have to like beat each level while everybody's looting and shit.
Yeah. Cause as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember.
Smugglers Run. I remember Smugglers Run.
That's a good game.
I don't remember that.
Oni.
I had Oni. It sucked.
Oh, we're way back now. We're in original.
Yeah.
Wild Metal.
Oh, that's it.
And I played the OG GTA 2 and GTA UK, I think it was called.
Yeah.
What was it?
That
That
one?
one. Yeah.
London, 1969.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
That'd be a good. That'd be a good setting.
Yeah.
London.
Yeah. I've always wanted them to, because I know, like you were saying earlier in GTA, you can cosplay as cops now and stuff, and I always wanted them to lean into that. I always wanted the storyline to be like a crooked cop, but you were actual police officer. Like, what was that game that was supposed to be a GTA game? Snoop Dogg was in it in the sequel. You get to play Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know what I'm talking about.
It was supposed to be a GTA game?
It was.
It's
Conceptually, it was supposed to be like
it's essentially
GTA.
the same thing.
It's an open world game where you play a cop, basically. You can go around cuffing people.
Oh.
And like, it's in LA, I think.
Fuck. What's it called?
Oh yeah, the audience knows.
Something Streets of LA was
I
one
think
of
it's
them?
Streets of LA.
I think
Wait,
that's
no,
the
it's not Saints Row.
No, it's not Saints
Not
Row.
Saints Row.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. I thought Snoop was in it.
No, but Saints Row is another one that's basically like.
Is it the one that the last one's the like martial arts one?
Yeah. The last one is Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was.
But it's not Sleeping Dogs.
The second one was the New York one, though, wasn't it?
The first one's New York. The
Okay.
second one's LA. Then Sleeping Dogs was supposed to be the third movie or third game, but they just leaned into Sleeping Dogs.
Right.
Which, by the way, that's an
Incredible game.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what that is.
Oh, Sleeping Dogs is the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the hand-to-hand fight system that they came up with on it, very good.
Hand-to-hand fight system.
Yeah.
My hand-to-hand fight system is I put on brass knuckles in GTA. And I just,
True crime.
True crime.
Yeah,
That's
I've
what
never
true
heard of
crime.
it. What did that
No.
come out?
Yeah, man, true crime was the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a GTA clone.
And one of the games was one of the games you could play as Snoop Dogg in it. Streets of LA.
Snoop has been in a few games.
Yeah, yes.
He also plays a lot. Like he's always in like the Madden like celebrity tournaments and
Yeah.
doing like the cheese play too.
Did you see where he forgot to turn off his stream?
I was just seeing someone saying that. What happened with that?
He just forgot to turn it off, so for like 8 hours you just saw a view of his living room. And then he came back in with like a blunt in his mouth and he was like, oh fuck.
And then when he gets really pissed off.
I mean, that dude is like 65.
Fuck!
Right?
Yeah. He's
What,
getting up there.
Did you ever
Hold on. We gotta guess now. You gotta
Okay.
guess. We have to guess now. I think he's 52.
No, I got like 64.
No, he's not in his 60s.
I'm
There's
gonna-
no way he's in his
I'm going to
60s.
say he's 56.
Okay, you gonna look it up?
Yep.
You ever see when he got mad that Madden was not working?
Nah.
So like
He's 50.
50 on the dot.
50
There
on
you
the
go.
dot, yeah. October
60.
20, 1971.
There's not a lot of rappers that are that old. If you think
That's
about
true.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he has been around.
A lot of guys are as old as hip hop is.
Yeah.
If you think about it. A lot of the old school guys.
What was your guess?
52.
Alright.
He said 56, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That motherfucker
I mean,
looks like he's 70. Sometimes he looks very
Yeah,
old, and
sometimes.
you're like, holy shit, Snoop is getting old.
well, the braids that turned into dreads that go all the way down his back really age him because it seems like he's been alive
And
forever.
the facial
Yeah.
hair, him getting
When the
skinny
gray
hair.
in his dreads and like,
Yeah.
and the fact that he's been around as long as we've almost been alive seems like he's just been there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But it
it's-
also
it's
seems like
ridiculous.
he was like already 30 when we first heard about him.
That's
Yep.
that's actually the thing that I think throws people off a bit. You know, fucking stupid ass like social media memes when they're like, "Don't rush your life" or whatever. But like even like guys like Kevin Hart didn't get big until like his 30s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, dude.
And it's like
I need
I'm
those
like,
memes.
I'm like Snoop.
That's the only way I continue
keep me
living.
going, yeah.
I need to know those memes. That's it. Honestly, those memes. Anytime they pop up, I'm like, I know this is cringy, but
Like,
I need
it's
to
like-
see this.
It's like Marco, don't rush your life, man. Like, you know, Jesus died at 33, but Kevin Hart got rich at 47. You could do this.
You can do
Like,
this, man.
Like
Like that.
none of these things are related.
I need to know this.
What the
I need to
fuck?
know that Oprah, like, you know, had a shit career until she was like 37.
Yeah.
You know?
But,
You need
like,
to know that.
Snoop was like, what, 20?
Oh no,
when
he was
Gin and
mad
Juice
young.
came
He was
out?
mad young. He was in his early 20s for sure.
Damn.
That's the other thing. You're like, we missed the boat on that one. You know, Nas was like 18 when Illmatic came out.
Oh, yeah. But then on the flip side, like Jay-Z, when Reasonable Doubt came out, he was like 27.
Yeah, he was like 27. He's
Like,
mad old.
it was totally...
Relative.
How's Jay-Z?
He's in
I think
his
he's
50s
50.
too.
I think he might be 51.
Yeah,
He's older than Snoop Dogg.
I think he's 51. Look it up.
I'm gonna say 50. Oh, shit, I think he just had.
I think he just had his birthday. His birthday's December 4th.
Yeah.
So he's gonna turn 51 this year.
I'm saying
That's
he's
my
turning
guess.
53.
So he's 52 right
But I remember December 4th, Black Album.
Yeah.
Sean Carter was
Right,
born.
right,
Yeah,
right.
You know?
Na,
Dun, dun,
na,
dun, dun. I love that shit.
I'm gonna say he's 53 right now.
So gonna turn
Okay.
54.
Yes. 51.
Oh, so he turns 52 this year then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
December 4th, 1969.
If y'all want more than Jigga Man.
So he is older
Yeah,
than Snoop.
a lot of them are.
That's
you know,
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, even like you think about like even the older dudes are not that much older. Honestly,
No,
like
I mean, that's
Rakim
fair.
is like late 50s. I think KRS-One is the same. I think he's like 59 or almost 60. Like those dudes aren't even that old
No.
in
That's fair.
relative. Like fucking Mick Jagger is like 105. You know what I mean?
Well, because with hip hop, like, if you were doing it back in the day, you were at oldest like in your early 20s in the 70s.
Right.
Which isn't that old now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And one thing that I've heard on like a few other podcasts, like when you speak about hip hop, like hip hop's a really weird genre because like hip hop forces out the older heads.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Like more so than like rock does, where it's like Mick Jagger and like Red Hot Chili Peppers wants like $300 a ticket in nosebleeds for at
Yeah.
Citrus Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they're still headlining major festivals.
Right, but like
but that show is incredible. Did you see who was on that bill?
no, that's not the point, Marco. I'm saying like
is,
they're
no, it's
still
kinda part
like
of it.
like that
Pretty
genre
sure.
like almost like takes care
Yeah.
Like-
like
elders.
of the elders
Yes,
for
yes,
like ever,
definitely.
like
I
and it
mean,
just kind of keeps going.
Look at
Yeah.
that the Beatles doc. Like
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
have necessarily, at least at this age, this day and age. Sure, there are hip hop docs, but there's nothing like as reverential. I feel right now. Maybe in 10 years, 20 years from now,
Yeah.
there will be for hip hop, but there's nothing to the degree of that. If there was footage of like, I don't know, Nas making, let's even say like Stillmatic, it would be incredible to see
Yeah.
that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't exist because there's not nearly the reverence for the process. And I honestly, I think the music and the culture of hip hop,
Yeah.
that people were like, we have to document this
Yeah.
in like, you know, the 90s even.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we're
definitely.
talking, the Beatles doc was in 69.
Uh-huh.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's still another thing that pissed me off though.
What?
Like we were speaking about the other day.
oh yeah.
What?
Like it. All right, either everyone was very smart back then, to like actually I did speak more to a coworker about this, so I know why it took so long. But to record all that shit for like the Beatles, and this also applies to shit like The Last Dance, where it's like you basically had like 4 or 5 people that were just sitting on this shit for
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
Oh, yeah.
Like what the hell? Like
Yeah.
why did you just like hoard this? Like either you were so smart that like you knew that like people would want to see this in
Yeah.
50
This
years.
is going to mean something someday.
Apparently for the Beatles doc though, it actually makes sense. So they used like AI and shit, like machine learning
Uh-huh.
to like get the audio like correct because they were switching from mono to stereo. So then when they switched to stereo, they were hearing shit that they just couldn't hear back then.
Right.
So it's a lot more production than it. Well, maybe a mix. A lot of production, but I still think there's quite a bit of sitting on this footage that I
Sure.
think kind of annoys me, like as like a history nerd.
I think it's the exact opposite. I think they weren't talented enough to know what to do with it.
So they were just recording. They were just like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
I think
with
they
this?
had like with the Beatles doc, for instance, they had an idea of what they wanted to do with it, and it kind of just never came to fruition in the way that they visualized it. But fast forward 70 years.
But they were recording for a reason, though, too.
No,
like,
no, they are. They literally had reason to record. They were gonna do like a TV special and a movie and all this stuff.
Right.
They're gonna document the whole process. Like they had an idea,
Right.
but they just didn't. I don't think they had the people talented enough to really
the
bring that
execution
vision to.
fucked it
Yeah.
up.
Well, and if you watch the doc, that's what happens. That vision gets completely destroyed eventually, and they're like, forget it.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this anymore. But they still have all that
All the
footage.
footage.
And a bunch of like audio-only recordings. A lot. I don't know if you noticed this, Marco, from watching it, but the little bit you did. But a lot of it is just audio they have spliced with just random video they have to kind of make it make sense, to give you an idea. 'Cause
Well, they even tell you in the beginning. They're like, we had to do what we had to do to make this make sense.
Right. So there are times where you'll notice somebody's talking, but you don't see their mouths moving, because it's like we're just fitting it to essentially B-roll that we had of this person at the time,
like the scene or like the circumstance of it.
Yeah, around the time and place, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And I think that's the same with the Last Dance is another good example where it's like, I mean, they sat on all this footage, and Michael had all this. He was just sitting on this stuff.
He was being a dick.
yeah.
You know why he released it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they said because of the whole LeBron thing.
Yeah, he got compared once, and he was like, "Fuck it."
He's like,
Pettiness,
You
not
had
that
no
was-
idea.
Let's call ESPN and Netflix right now. We're gonna finally drop the shit.
Hit the red button.
Luckily, I mean, it did keep us calm during COVID.
Yeah.
Even though COVID turned into
Yeah.
forever.
Right.
COVID turned into Omicron.
Yeah.
Omicron.
It's Omicron. There's
Omicron. Sorry.
It's
Omicron. Oh no, but that's Dude, Omicron.
The Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Yeah.
Again, haven't seen anybody make that Futurama joke yet. Omicron Percy, I ate. You watch
Anyway,
Futurama?
no, I don't. No,
You missed a good show.
I'll start it.
You started today?
Now.
I started like a year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hate the fact that Michael and Code sat on that shit, and
Yeah.
I know lifelong Bulls fans personally that were there in the 90s,
Yeah.
and so it's that shit happened in 96.
Yeah.
And it's it came out in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was never a motivator in between this. And then it only came out on fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
It wasn't even it was with ads and shit on TV.
Yeah.
Thank God it did come out on Netflix, so to be fair, because it was uncut.
I don't know if I could have watched it on TV, honestly.
Yeah.
Why?
I couldn't sit through. They would have turned the thing into a fucking 20-hour experience.
Well, no, it just would have came out once a week. What do you mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying watching TV with all the commercials and stuff. I've been spoiled. I'm spoiled. Can't do it.
Okay.
I can't do the ads anymore. I'm spoiled. I watch TV now. When I'm watching football on TV, I'm just like, what's happening?
Well,
What is all this
that's 'cause
stuff?
football is the fucking worst. And I
Yeah.
love football.
Yeah.
Sure.
Going to UCF games, it's dude, was it one USF player sat down, he faked an injury,
Yeah.
and they instantly got a 3-minute TV timeout.
Yeah. No, that's insane.
But that's how football functions.
Yeah.
It is so frustrating.
Well, it makes
to
sense
be,
that they make so much money. They just ad after
Well, 'cause
ad after ad.
what's even a crazier thing about it is football has 60 minutes of playing time.
Right.
That take 4.5
Yeah,
I
it
hours
was
takes
gonna say,
up
3.5 hours
four
at least.
hours.
every time.
Yeah.
And it's a certainty it's going to take that long.
No
No
matter
matter
what.
what happens.
No matter what.
No matter what the game script is. We're going to be sitting here for about 4
It's
hours.
frustrating as a fan. And then you'll do something watch a soccer match, and it's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus, because they're stupid, it won't stop the clock.
Yeah. Add
Yeah.
5.
I was,
Yeah,
that's
it's
always
just
so
like-
strange.
I just don't know why they can't just stop it.
So
when it's
American right
fucking
now,
out of
dude.
bounds.
I don't get it.
Footy.
Add 5. What is this?
I have these arguments all the time. It's so much fun. Just I'm like,
Just to
why
poke
do
the
y'all
bear.
allow ties? I'm like, what?
do you all
What the
Make
fuck?
someone win.
Like someone has to fucking win.
Stop
what,
being a
What the fuck
coward.
is this? You get in a fight and it's just cool, thanks.
Draw.
What?
Just fist
Until
bump
next
and then
time.
call it a
Yeah,
day.
like
Yeah.
just stop the shit. Go in overtime.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, like that one. I was like, but the thing is, don't do penalty kicks. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Penalty kicks are only good for fans.
There's no way that I could have sat through all of that.
I would have loved it. I love the once a week release stuff.
Interesting.
Because I can't binge. I just, like, my wife can do it all the fucking time. Like, she's watched Schitt's Creek like 16 times.
Yo, Schitt's Creek? Yo.
Like 16 times, I swear she's watched it like 16 times. Like,
Honestly,
same person
bro?
is fucking on my screen like every other day that I walk downstairs. And I'm like,
My
what are you watching?
My girlfriend she's watched that show about 6 or 7 times now, and every time I go to her place, it's on, and I'll sit down, and we'll start watching it, and I'm thinking like, oh, we're just gonna kill a little bit of time. We'll have some food. We'll hang out, whatever. We've watched like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, this show is a fucking delight. It's such a nice show.
I thought you were about to go the opposite way. I really did. I really, really did. Yeah. I haven't,
It's a good show.
It's fun.
No, I gave it a shot. I watched the first season, but it didn't really do anything for me. But I hear the first season's one of those kind of
I think it's just one of those like super like outlandish shows. Like it's just like
it is one of those shows
use, like just everything like balls to the wall.
like Seinfeld or Friends or or Parks and Rec is the best example.
Yeah.
Where the first season is like, it's alright,
Right.
but it's not a good example of what the show becomes.
Right.
And you get halfway through the show, and you're like, holy shit! Like every joke is funny. Like these situations are like outlandish, but not so outlandish that you're like, I can't rock with
not
that.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a charm to it. There's a heart to it. You're like, this fucking
Yeah,
this is a good show.
you'll probably like it a lot.
Yeah.
I may jump back in.
I just can't. I can't watch it just because like she's like 6,000 episodes in. So when I walk in, I was like, oh yeah. So who's she fucking now? and she's like, oh, like she's like banging this dude. I was like, oh, okay. So like, what's going on with him now? Like it was like the dad is like, oh, like he's trying to like ring up the gang again. I was like, all right, cool.
Right. I gotta get the backstory every time I go over to.
You know what's the random show I've been stuck on that? I'm so ashamed to admit. Fucking Love After Lockup. Bro, it is the fucking weirdest shit. Bro, there are dudes that are like.
Is that on Skinamax? What?
It's on TLC. It's on TLC.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, but TLC is fucking crazy.
TLC is trash.
Bro, so like.
That's what the T stands for.
The thing
Trash.
is, the thing is, it started as like what did I say? It's Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup.
It's like I think the first series was basically like while they're like locked up. I forgot what the fuck it was called. So it was something Lockup. Probably Love During Lockup. I don't remember.
And in love.
Yeah. Why doesn't Akon do the fucking theme song now? I think about it.
Right.
Anyway, so, but there are like dudes that like pretty much stalk like the prison equivalent to Facebook.
Okay.
And like they're just like looking up chicks.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And like there's like one guy who like gets engaged to a bitch, picks her up out of jail, and is like just trying to like raw dog the shit out of her. They end up like breaking up because they find out that he's like kind of creepy. Boom, like the next episode he's like trying to get with this next bitch.
Yeah.
And it's just what they do a really good job of is they don't fucking reveal anything, and all the episodes are like 120 minutes long.
Yeah.
So like they'll have the confessional thing, and it'll be like Brittany like is waiting to reveal her thing to Randy like 6 times in a row. So then you're just like when the fuck, and you're like fuck.
Yeah.
Next Friday, like fuck, like I gotta watch it again. I mean, I'm kind of behind now, but bro, it's just it doesn't make sense to me. Like, and I'm only watching because I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's gotcha. It's pulled you in.
That sounds
What
just
the fuck?
like 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
But jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of them are like, we're gonna get engaged. One chick actually had the funniest shit ever. She was like, she got mad that this dude that was in jail for like 3 years. He was like our age too. Like he had been in jail for 3 straight years for like robbery or some shit. That when he got out of jail, instead of like banging her out, he was just like, I just want to like eat and like go to sleep. And she was like, she was in the confessional. She was like, I just want to feed him and fuck him. Fuck him and feed him. And it's just so fucking
Feed him and fuck him.
It's just such a fun. Like, I'm like, damn, like that is a funny saying.
Yeah.
Like, man, like this bitch is crazy.
Sounds like a delight.
Yeah, can you imagine though getting out of jail and like just being so exhausted that you're just like, I just want to have a cheeseburger, and I want to lay in a bed
And some buns.
and I want to call it a day. No, he doesn't even want to have
Bruh,
sex. He's like I just want to lay down.
And she was livid.
Yeah.
She was like, I made these, I slaved over these spaghetti and meatballs. like what the fuck? You better come bang me now.
I think you gotta give a guy a
Give him
little
a
bit of
break.
leeway.
Yeah,
I mean,
give
come
him a
on.
break.
How long was he locked up? Do you know?
I think it was like 3 or 4 years.
That's a long time for a
It-
guy
it-
to
it's
be
quite a
sleeping in a
while.
cot.
Especially because,
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably jerking off a lot, and it's like, you could just jerk off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let him normalize.
Like, yeah, like just let
Yeah.
me breathe, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
come
let
on.
him, just let him like fucking get back.
But the show is fucking terrible. Like, I totally admit, like I say, I'm ashamed to admit that I kind of want to see what happens, but it's just because it's so appalling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one chick, the same creepy guy. It was the funniest shit. He like meets with like the chick he's like trying to marry now. 2 weeks after trying to marry the other bitch.
Yeah.
And she has a daughter, so they kind of go away, and she's meeting with like the mom, and the mom is like not buying any of it.
Yeah.
And the mom straight up is like, so like, is this what you do? And he was like, what do you mean? She's like, do you just like, prey on women getting out of jail?
Mm.
And he was like, and I was like, oh,
dare you
I would never. Yo, speaking of weird shit, did you see that the real world is like coming back in like a very odd state?
No. Please
on
explain.
Paramount Plus, I think they're bringing back everyone that was like on like previous seasons.
It's a real world Avengers?
Well, not from other seasons.
Okay.
So like if it was like real world like Orlando, and we were on it when we were like fucking 20,
Right.
but we're 39
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and they're like the real world Orlando remix,
Oh.
and like we come back, but
Okay.
like we're all balding,
Right,
and
right.
Yeah.
Like they did with Jersey Shore. They brought them all back.
Yeah, they brought. Yeah,
and they're all like
Yeah, but-
parents.
dude, it's so
but
sad.
this
bro.
looks worse.
It's so sad.
Because like well, it's on Paramount Plus, and I'm not fucking paying for Paramount
not getting
Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Not doing
But
that.
all the
Sorry.
comments were like, "What the fuck happened to Puck?"
Yeah.
Because everyone's just like, "What the fuck? Like
Yeah.
what? Like what?"
I mean, you can't be on TV and look the best you're ever gonna look in your entire life. Disappear for 15 years, then come back and be like,
Right.
I'm ready to party again, and expect people to be like,
it's
oh
not-
yeah,
it's
no, that's
not,
normal.
yeah. I don't know why they won't just. Because God, please, MTV, if you're fucking listening, get rid of ridiculousness
They never will.
and
Nah, dude.
just bring like you could do the real world again with current people.
I'd be surprised if they weren't already working on that.
They're clearly not. Because, bro, they have ridiculousness, they have deliciousness, they have.
Deliciousness
It's a food variant.
Oh god.
of ridiculousness.
Yes.
Where it's just like
It's-
random.
We're talking about food.
It's the Omicron.
I don't know. I don't
Who hosts
I don't know if it's clips. I don't know. I've only seen a commercial for it, but I'm
the
just
Omicron.
like, yeah, it's a variant. Yeah, it's the Delta. It's terrible. Yo, ridiculousness is good for one thing.
What's that?
When you're in a hotel in a city
Ah.
and like you're just like flipping because
Yeah.
they only got like 18 channels for
Yeah.
some fucking reason, like
Yeah.
they just won't let you log into Netflix.
They want you to pay for more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the one thing you do have is MTV, and that's all that's on. It's the worst.
Do those TVs have like a? I wonder if you could just bring a
Like a Fire Stick or
Chromecast
something.
or like a Fire
Yeah.
Stick.
I've
yeah.
always debated doing that, and I've just been like, you know what, like it's not that big a deal. And
No,
and then I
yeah.
get to the hotel, and like I was sitting in the hotel all day Thursday in New Jersey, and like we weren't even like in Hoboken where you can like see like the skyline of like New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I would have brought it to at least test.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about. You don't want to tell yourself that you're going to spend any more time than necessary in the hotel.
Exactly.
And so that you're
And
setting
like
yourself up to
do I
sit
need
in the hotel.
do I need anything other than like ESPN and like the news?
Right.
Sure.
Probably
just get my
not.
day started with some sports and then some news, and then we get out and we do the thing that we're here to do.
Yeah.
Right. But then you get there and you don't realize how much time you actually do sit
Which
in
is
the
a
hotel.
lot of time.
A lot of
Yeah.
time. Like, there's days where you're like, the thing that we want to do doesn't start till like 7 o'clock at night. We're going to go out, or we're going to go hit this thing, or the event doesn't start till later. So it's like, what are you going to do? Go to the hotel bar, go swimming or whatever. At some point, you
Could
got
not
at
go
least an
swimming.
hour or
It
two.
was 44.
Oh, yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, no.
I
So
don't
no
even
swimming
think
for
you
you.
fucking had a pool.
No. But, yeah, you hit the hotel bar, you pay, overpriced fucking
Spot I had
dog
wasn't even
shit
open.
steaks
They
that
only opened
had.
for breakfast and dinner.
Yeah, no
The
lunch.
bar, yeah, it was
Weird.
very weird.
That's so strange.
I was like, okay, like that's cool.
yeah.
Wasn't the end of the world, but
I liked watching the people when I went to California. I liked sitting at the bar and just watching the people because they were like quintessential traveling people.
Yeah, it's always interesting. That and airport bars.
Yeah.
It's interesting that people
Airport
watch.
bar is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I don't like airport bars
Why not?
because usually the person getting really hammered is a huge dick, and then like I don't want him on my flight.
That's true.
Because I also hate flying.
And you always
So I'm
just
like,
walk to the plane together.
I'm
It's
just
always
like,
that guy.
I'm just like, man, just do not like be like. And it's always the person that like gets drunk but doesn't like just pass out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
They have
they
stuff
like
to
they
say.
should. Like yeah, like they're just like that one like what that well I mean multiple viral ones like the guy that got taped to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
seat that all he was complaining was like my dad is worth $2 million. I'll have your ass, buddy. Like shut the fuck
I'm gonna
up.
sue you, pal.
$2 million ain't that much money.
No, it's really not.
I mean, obviously $2 million for us. I'm
We
saying
scoff at $2 million.
no. I'm saying for a guy to be like, my dad's worth $2 million.
Yes.
The
For
airline
that
would be
kind
like,
of
shut
guy.
up. What
For
are you
that
talking
kind
about?
of
Yeah.
guy to be saying that on a flight.
Yes.
It's a little low.
If my dad was worth $2 million, I
least-
would be like, my life is completely different.
At least inflate the number a little bit. You know?
right. Lie.
Yeah, I'm worth in a negative, so
Yeah. No. Same. I have no
just
net
like-
worth.
Sure.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you're-
saying for a guy to be bragging about that, it's like, dog, I mean, that is not the number that you
yeah,
think it is.
that's fair. That's fair.
An
You got-
airline
you
is
gotta,
gonna
you got to be worth like 20 million.
at
Sure.
least, yes,
Sure.
that's a guy that
Let's
could
get
go
into
after
double digits.
Yeah. $2 million. It's like, I mean, I don't know. When did he make his first million? Like,
Well, I mean that's why he's taped to his seat and we're not.
Right.
Because he is a dick and we're just regular folks that will just wear a mask. And
No, we're not.
Bitch about it.
we're not regular folks. We're guys on a podcast that review beers and talk about video games and stuff.
Yeah.
We're not regular
Very
guys.
fair.
We're different.
Never been called a regular guy in my life.
That's right. The only thing up, never mind. All right. I think we've cracked the code on this one.
I think so. We got there, boys.
Yeah, we did. We got there, and the time kind of flew by. I don't even really know what we talked about.
It's fine. I'll worry about it later.
All right. So before we get out of here, we have to review these beers. So Adam and Juan, please tell the people what you thought of the Allagash River trip.
Guest first, please. You have the floor, sir.
Okay, so for me, it's a little more hoppy than I personally prefer.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't bad overall, but the hoppiness kind of something I can't forget. So I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
I can't give it a 4.
That's okay. It's all right.
That's okay.
We respect it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible. It's just hoppiness is a bit much.
Gotcha. I am going to go with a 4. I'll bump it up to a 4. I liked it. I'm not usually a big fan of session-style beers in general. I feel like they always just taste like watered-down regular beers. So this suffers from that a little bit, knowing what Allagash can taste like, full bore.
Yeah, their Allagash White is really good.
Yeah. But, that being said, I like the hoppy. That's within my flavor palette. It's decent. It's light.
It's decent.
Has a little touch of flavor. So if you like slightly hoppier session style, I say go for it.
Right on. It's decent. I'm torn between a 4.5 and a 4. I think I'll also go 4.
Okay.
It's a sessionable beer. It's made to be like an easy drinking, simple kind of thing. If it was too hoppy for you, that makes sense because you want it to be... I mean, it's a table beer. You want it to be easy. You want it to be crisp. You want it to be clean. You want to be able to just toss these back and call it a day. If it's too hoppy, it kind of like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So I get that. But I'm okay. I'm okay with the hoppiness. I didn't think it was that bad. But I can't. I just can't. I can't bring myself to give it 4.5. I can't bring myself to do it. So I'm gonna go with 4 also.
Okay.
All right. Oh, we didn't tell Juan to prepare a cheers for the week.
He can go last then. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
What is this?
So, if you ever make it to the end of the show,
I'm supposed to die
Adam,
in between it.
you go ahead and explain the cheers of the week.
Sure. So we like to end every episode with a cheers of the week. It's usually just something we enjoyed doing, experiencing, that we'd like to big up at the end of our episode, just to have a sweet finish to what can be a sometimes negative show.
Thanks, Marco.
We would say complaint-filled show at times. we like to end with a little bit of positivity. So
I gotcha.
yeah.
So just anything.
So like a shout out type thing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
It could be a
Anything.
person. It could be an idea. It could be anything that a piece of music. A movie that you liked. Anything that brought you joy in the past week or so
Yeah.
that you'd like to big up.
I'm first.
No, you can take your
Okay.
time.
I'll go first. I'm going to say a game that I didn't get to talk about on the show yet. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
I just finished it this week. I went into it thinking it was going to be absolute garbage. I found it on sale, and I heard good reviews, and that was enough for me to give it a shot. And I'm glad I did, and I think you should too.
Do you just play as Mario the whole time?
Yes, you do, just as Mario. Wahoo! he says.
Wahoo!
No, I mean it's right up my alley. It's a single player action RPG style game. What bothered me initially, just from the outset, was it looked like the Marvel's Avengers game that came out recently.
I honestly thought it was a DLC for it.
Yeah, no, me too. And
I was confused by it as well.
I was getting into it. I'm like, it suffers from the same thing where it's like these look like knockoffs of the characters we know from the MCU.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I started playing it, and I'm like, okay, they are differentiating them enough, and they are good enough, like, on themselves, that these characters stay on their own. It's great. I mean, I had a lot of fun with the gameplay. Again, it's action RPG style, but, like, I think you'll, Marco, like it better than you do, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay.
It's a bit more involved than that. Shooter elements to it and stuff, but it's a lot of fun to play, and the storytelling is really good too. It kind of blends a lot of Mass Effect-ish elements where it's like a multiple branching story kind of thing.
Yeah.
With different characters and
Which is like, you didn't need to do that. It's interesting
Right.
that they put that even put that in the game.
and
It's like,
that
I didn't need to do
it makes
that.
all the difference. Like the way that you're able to experience the story and have all these different, much deeper characters than you would in the MCU movies.
Yeah.
And if you like the MCU movies, there's a ton of love in this game too.
Yeah.
Soundtrack's great. Again, the characterizations are great. It looks great. It's fun to play. I have basically nothing but praise to heap upon this game. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. Fun single player experience. Unexpected.
Nice.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm giving my cheers of the week to Spotify Wrapped.
Ooh.
I'm firmly on the side of like enjoying seeing people post their stuff. I know that it's
I
now
love-
become a meme.
I love it every single year.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
It's
every
fantastic.
Fucking year.
There's now become this whole thing where it's like, we don't need to see you Wrapped. Go fuck yourself, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what's with the attitude? There's stuff
know-
that I have an attitude about, but this is just, I just don't see why you would be so upset about people posting
I
these things.
I don't believe most people, because this one girl I know from UCF had posted the same meme.
Yeah.
And I replied to her, and I was like, I love Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
And she replied to me, she was like, yeah, to be honest, I do too. like,
Yeah, so then
I'm
what's
like, what are you
what's
doing?
the attitude about?
What are you doing? It's so cool, because it's just, it's you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't, I mean, I
Even though apparently people get mad about their results a bit.
I mean, that's on you, buddy.
But yeah, it's data.
Yeah.
Like it's just past. I did notice that my listening, well, with COVID, is 100 times different.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
Spotify Wrapped has pretty much been the same for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Because it's just workout music,
Yeah.
and then like my news podcast. You guys made the top 5.
Hey.
My fantasy podcast, like, you know what I mean? Like it's such a different dynamic now because I'm not in my fucking car.
Right. Yes.
So much different.
Yes. It definitely changed.
So it's like I'm just listening to music that like I know. But yeah. I love Spotify Wrapped.
So don't let people get you down about your Spotify Wrapped. Don't follow these memes of people who are like, no one cares. A lot of us do. It's fun to see. I like the new thing that they were like, your mood or your aura rather was
the
chill.
the aura and the movie scene was new.
Yeah, I like that shit.
That's cool.
And I like what you were saying. I think you said it on Twitter or somewhere about just being a data nerd about stuff like that. I am too. I love seeing shit like that. I love infographics and all that shit.
I think people underestimate how much like, cause you know, like privacy is like such a like big quote unquote topic with people.
Yeah.
But I think subconsciously you really like to see some of that shit.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Like when your fucking phone is like, you spent 8 hours on your phone today, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Like, no
How
fucking
the
way.
fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Like, and then you look at it, it's like, okay, well, some categories, you know, you're like, okay, that's a little weird. But I think people enjoy seeing that because we're creatures of habit.
I think people like being told about themselves. The subconscious things that they don't keep track of, they like to know. Like, I know for myself, I was wearing my Apple Watch for a really long time solely because I like keeping track of my heart rate. I had literally no other I like watches. I like wearing different watches, but I couldn't stop wearing my Apple Watch solely because I had this thing where I just like keeping track of my heart rate.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the only reason. I think people like seeing that kind of or they'll do like the sleep things. They want to know how much sleep they're getting, and it's not like they're going to do anything to change how much sleep they're getting. They just like to know that information about themselves.
It's like, no, holy shit, I did not sleep well last night.
Yeah. You find out your BMI.
Yep.
You weigh yourself every day. You do these things because it's like everybody is interested in that data about themselves.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't like people being fucking angry about the Spotify Wrapped. Like, just let people enjoy things.
For sure.
So,
My aura is motivation and spooky.
motivation and spooky.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
What do you just listen to? Like Unsolved Mysteries? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, no, it's funny. Exactly what you were saying. It's been different this year because I've been working from home, and I listen to like orchestral music and soundtracks.
That's actually my number 5 genre was lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
Because I have the lo-fi beats Spotify playlist that like at one point I was playing it. It was for one of 3 reasons. One, the fucking lawn people. So my dog really hates the lawn people now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It never used to bother him. I guess he's getting older and he just hates any noise.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
So I've been playing it like, you know, like on like the downstairs Google Homes and shit, like just to like mask it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. The second time was like, I think Jay didn't have too many meetings because, you know, she's like within arm's reach of me, and I didn't have too many meetings, and I was like, I like have to play something on like the speaker to just like have background noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something.
Yep.
And I think the third time was like I actually did want to like focus or something. But I'm like, somehow that shit crept into the top 5 without even being like a thing that I do. Like I'm not listening to lo-fi beats when I'm like going to the gas station and shit.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I
But
think
it is interesting to see.
Also has a lot to do with like how. Oh, that's your phone.
Yeah.
How often you use Spotify itself too? Because like my Spotify Wrapped is obviously gonna look fucking stupid because I use Apple Music and I just jump into Spotify when someone sends me something.
Yours completely jacked.
Yeah, mine's gonna be fucked up. So I'm not even gonna look at mine, but it's fun looking at others. So. All right, you got something?
Me?
Yes.
So I'll cheers to catching up with folks. I think it's always cool to see people in person, even as much as I like staying in like a cave.
Yeah.
But you know, meeting up with this guy's for his birthday.
Yeah.
Even though we all kind of speak regularly, in and out of memes and shit. But nah, man. Especially I think now, like this past football season, like I saw a lot more of like my friends, like at games and shit. You know, you kind of venture out a little more. Yeah, man, check up on your people.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just say what's up.
I like that. Cheers
Check
to
up
that.
on your people.
Check up on you. All right. So in a 3.5 for you, Juan, and a unanimous 4 for Adam and I for the Allagash River Trip. You think we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, if Adam says we got it, then
We got it.
let's get the fuck out of here. This has been the One Beer and Podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yeah, buddy.
And for the experience creator himself, Juan Burgos. Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have a beautiful evening.
We love you.
Love